Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Deeks, and welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm broadcast. This time it is going to be a Protoss versus Protoss mirror matchup here on Belshir Vestige, or Belshir Vestige. Some people say Vestige, some people say Vestige. However you pronounce your English, it is going to be the red Protoss player spawning down here in the lower right. It is going to be Incredible Miracles Blastoise, and in the upper left is going to be the blue Protoss player. It is Fnatic's NightEnd. NightEnd, obviously on Team Fnatic. Haven't seen much of him. He used to, I've seen games of him, but haven't seen really a lot of his games. Squirtle, on the other hand, is on Team Incredible Miracles. So obviously it is a Korean team, and he is a pretty good player. Team Incredible Miracles does have MVP and ST on it. War Turtles had some pretty good results, but I think he's won a few tournaments, but haven't seen too much of him either. So I think Blastoise is the more well-known player, but I think he does have the edge in this game as he is Korean, obviously. But Squirtle on Team Incredible Miracles, that's what I've been saying this entire time, because I'm just trying to find other things to say. NightEnd seems to be very diligent and scouting for a lot of proxies, but Blastoise obviously is not going to be doing that. He's just putting down gateway going double gas. But will he put three probes in each gas, or just two? Because three probes in each geyser will allow War Turtle to tech up very, very quickly, and two probes in each, as he is doing right now, probably signifies a more standard play. Allows you to get gas more quickly. So double gas with two probes in each is more than one gas geyser, but less than two full gas geysers. So just for future reference, if you want to do that, NightEnd gonna get a Zealot out, while War Turtle has not. War Turtle is just gonna go straight for the gateway, getting a second gateway before the Cybernetics core even finishes. So different builds already from the get-go, not quite mirror. Two pros chasing that one probe. I think that's what that was all about. Cybernetics core has finished for both players. Squirtle trying to tickle that Cybernetics core to death, but that won't happen. Zealot just gonna chase that probe away. Both players have scouted out each other. Squirtle getting his mothership core out, very, very important, while NightEnd has decided to delay his mothership core. So not getting his mothership core quite yet. What tech paths will each player go for? Because this is generally when each player will go for their respective tech paths. Both players do have quite a lot of gas, but Squirtle definitely has more gas than minerals, while NightEnd seems to have less minerals, and the Sentry just seems to be checking for some proxies. But NightEnd going for his Twilight Council. Blastoise has not yet revealed his tech path. Probably wants to get rid of that probe first, and he is going to go for Twilight Council. Could be for Blink Tech or Dark Templars. Those are the most likely. Could get charged, but that's not as common as Blink Stalkers. And off two gateways. I don't even know what he's going to do off two gateways. Probably get some Stalkers, as he is doing right now. NightEnd also getting Twilight... NightEnd... Was that NightEnd's... Oh yeah, NightEnd also went Twilight Council. I made it sound like Squirtle was the only one going for Twilight Council, but I guess that was just a mistake by me. Maybe I'm short-term memory loss, or I'm just completely blind to the production tab, which I'm looking at almost all the time when I'm casting these games. I should be looking at the mini-map more, because that's more helpful when you're casting and playing actual games. NightEnd putting down a gateway, while Blastoise is going to go for that Dark Shrine, and War Turtle also getting a third gateway behind this. Warp Gate is about to finish, and once that finishes, all these gateways will become Warp Gates, but NightEnd needs to scout this. If he doesn't see this Dark Shrine, he won't have any way to detect these Dark Templars, since he did not go Robotics Facility or Stargate. Can't get an Oracle out, can't get an Observer out. So if he does not scout that, it will be very problematic. Oh, there he goes, that Robotics Facility. So I think there still will be at 65 seconds, and then 40 seconds till completion. So I think, oh yeah, and with this proxy pawn over here, there will be Protoss Pylon over here, so Dark Templars can warp in. So there will be a slight timing where Blastoise can get some Dark Templars in, but if a NightEnd sees it and force fields the ramp to prevent the Dark Templars from getting in, I think the Dark Templar will be nullified and rendered useless until he can get Archons out. So there is a small window. It's all up to NightEnd's ability to see that Dark Templar coming up the ramp and force fielding just in time. No Dark Templar coming in quite yet. Proxy Pylon is over here. Dark Shrine is done. Proxy Pylon over here for both players. No Dark Templars are warping in. He is once this observer is coming out for NightEnd. So the window of opportunity for these Dark Templar to do damage is going down, and once this observer comes out, which it is already out, then those Dark Templar will not be effective anymore. I'm not even sure why Squirtle got... did he cancel that Dark Templar? That Dark Shrine? I think he did. He did cancel that because NightEnd scouted it. So he Squirtle canceled that Dark Shrine and went for Robotics Facility. A few mind games coming out of here for both players. I was just ranting all along how War Turtle was getting his Dark Shrine, and then he's going to surprise NightEnd unless NightEnd can get his Observer out, and then he just completely cancels the Dark Shrine. Like, excuse me, Squirtle. But he will take out this Proxy Pylon. This Proxy Pylon here was also taken out. So both players taking out those Proxy Pylons with those map hacks called Observers, I think. Unless they're just using real map hacks, but NightEnd appears to be putting on some pressure. These Stalkers might be caught out of position. Squirtle's blink is not done yet. He may lose some of these Stalkers, but he does have an Immortal out. Photon Overture does go down. There is an Immortal in the mix. Yeah, in the fight and in the mix. You put them together, you get in the fight. In the might or in the mix. No, in the might or in the fight. In the might or in the fix. Yeah, that's right. So an Immortal was in the might, in the fix, in the fight, in the mix. And those Stalkers just gonna get away. I think he might have lost a Stalker. I wasn't paying attention. I was just looking at the Immortal and being all like, oh, the Immortals are in the mix, in the fix, in the might, in the fight. But NightEnd going for his Robotics Facility first. And Squirtle just continuing to get Immortals out. No particular attack coming out, just getting another gateway while he gets his, both players get their next site established. Squirtle does see NightEnd's army, DayEnd's army, with that Observer, so those Stalkers shouldn't be able to get too much damage done, not be able to poke around too much. Squirtle can see everything those Stalkers are doing, getting a lot of Immortals. Immortals are a good choice versus Stalkers, and even against Colossus, I think, I don't even know. See, I'm under the impression that getting a lot of Immortals is just as important as getting Colossus, because, I mean, Immortals are also very good against Colossus, so if you get tons and tons of Immortals, those Colossus, it's almost as good as getting a lot of Colossus, but I'm not quite sure if that's exactly true. And Squirtle even getting another Robotics Facility, double Robo Facility, could get double Colossus, could get double Immortals, and Squirtle appears to be, oh my god, Mouse. Squirtle appears to be trying to put on some pressure. He does have 3 Immortals, which he can put on some pressure with, but NightEnd now also has 3 Immortals, so I don't think Squirtle can really get any pressure done with these 3 Immortals, so I think he's just going to go back home. Hallucinated Phoenix is going to scout out, and we'll see that Robotics Bay up there. Robotics Bay, yes, this is a Robotics Bay, and that Phoenix will see everything that is going on. Should see those Immortals. Probably did not see those Immortals, but NightEnd, not really a big deal at all. The NightEnd will see that double Robotics Facility. Not quite sure if that really is important at all. Why is he attacking his... Oh, Stuck Probe. So that's why he's killing his own Pylon. Luckily that was not an Artosius Pylon. But this Stalker does see NightEnd's army moving out. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be talking about because there's just a lull in this game. So I'm just trying to find random things to say and not being very successful at all. I guess I'm just going to say that NightEnd's moving across the map with 3 Immortals and a Colossi, as Root Todd would say. I do like the way he says that Colossi. There is one Colossi, or there's some Colossi on the field right now. I do like the way Root Todd says Colossi, and it looks like this third base is under pressure. We're under pressure. 7 billion 7 billion people in this world trying to fit in. Is that the way the lyrics go? Yeah, I think that's the lyrics, but oh, is Squirtle gonna get sandwiched right here? This is bad. Squirtle, this is a bad position. Oh, his Colossus are out in the middle of the field, but NightEnd also now out of position too. So both players being out of position, but now Squirtle is being completely surrounded by some of these Stalkers. Time warp going down. This is just crazy. This is crazy, and that much core will go down. And oh no, it does not go. Oh, there it does go down. Okay, so very tense moment right there as both players were being caught out of position, and NightEnd is now forced to retreat. Looks like Squirtle somehow got the better of that engagement, and now his third base is getting established. So Squirtle seems to be taking being ahead in this game just by the supply count and army supply count. NightEnd was the one that caught Squirtle out of position, but somehow ending up out of position himself as that fight went on, and now Squirtle does have 4 Colossi, while NightEnd only has 2, and he does have a Stalker advantage, but now has an immortal disadvantage, a complete immortal disadvantage, trying to deal any damage to these Blink Stalkers, almost getting caught right there on the cliff, but Blink managing to cool down right there, so he was able to blink away and trying to get his own Nexus up, but Squirtle already has his up, and he's mining quite nicely from there. But Squirtle still does somehow have a income is kind of even. Don't know why that is. He does have a third base, but his income isn't really significantly ahead of NightEnd. But looks like Squirtle just taking map control, moving across the map, making it difficult for NightEnd to get map control. But NightEnd does have these Stalkers, which are much more mobile than these few Stalkers and few Zealots and many Colossus coming out for Squirtle. So not quite sure who has the map control at this point, but NightEnd getting charged. Does Blastoise have charge? No, he does not. But he is getting Twilight Temple Archives. I forgot what I was going to say, so I'm just like, I should probably find something to say. Squirtle is getting a lot of Colossus and getting Temple Archives. That's what I was trying to say. Let's look at the upgrades over here. Upgrades, oh, I paused the game. Where is the upgrades tab? Is it G? Ah, yes, here it goes. Alright, so Squirtle has +1 attack, while NightEnd has +1 attack, +1 armor. So neither player really having too great of upgrades, but I think NightEnd is ahead in that respect. Squirtle is getting +2, but NightEnd is getting +2/+2. So Squirtle definitely being behind in these upgrades, but he does have a Colossus advantage, 9-6. So Colossus Wars definitely in this PvP. No Tempest, no Void Rays coming out quite yet. Will this game even reach that point? As both players try to jostle for position, waiting for the engagement. Neither player really wants to engage quite yet. Squirtle doesn't really want to engage up a ramp where NightEnd's Colossus would have the advantage, but NightEnd doesn't want to attack into Squirtle because Squirtle has so many Colossus. So it's just a stalemate at this point as both players try to counterattack each other. Zelt's going to go over here to the third base, but the Archer can't here, and Stalkers do blink in to protect that third base, but NightEnd has to be careful not to be out of position, and Squirtle not quite want to engage up that ramp quite yet. That is a choke point where NightEnd's Colossus would have an advantage in that choke point. Zealots do get cleaned up, and both players, Squirtle moving over to the right side, strong side right side, or strong side left side, and then NightEnd's Stalker is still trying to be mobile, trying to pick off anything. We'll try to pick off this pawn. I think he'll be successful, killing off a Stalker over there. Squirtle still trying to move over here into this position, and Colossus count does go to Squirtle still, but NightEnd does have a lot of Zealots, and those Zealots will tank quite nicely, but it all depends on who engages who, and who engages where. There are some High Templar in Squirtle's army, and Storm will be very, very important to reduce the shields on those Zealots and Colossus and Stalkers to allow hull damage to be done. So those Storms have to get rid of the shields, and then once the shields are gone and Squirtle still has shields, then he will definitely have the advantage in that fight. But still, neither player really wants to engage in a bad position, because it really is all about positioning, just like in ZVZ or TVT. PvP definitely has some things you need to be worried about, like positioning. ZVZ, you definitely want a better concave, better upgrades, but NightEnd engaging in a bad position right there, retreating just a little bit, and So definitely shows the importance of positioning. Don't want to engage in a choke. Want to engage out in the open so that NightEnd's zealots don't get his zealots and Colossus don't get completely roasted in a choke point. And same goes for Squirtle. Doesn't want to engage in a choke point. Well, engaging in a choke point would be good against the zealots, but there are Archons and Colossus which do a lot of splash damage. Archons do have to be in the front to tank damage. I don't even know what's going on here. Well, both players are jostling for position, and it is quite the stalemate right now. There may be an engagement very, very soon. I'm just gonna keep panning between these two people's army as I just try to find anything to say anymore about good positioning and not wanting to fight each other. I'm just gonna take a drink of water as I wait for this engagement to happen. Now it looks like NightEnd's moving out into the center of the map. Is he gonna get caught off guard? He is moving up a ramp. That's not good. Squirtle trying to get into good position to fight NightEnd's army. And looks like here we go. That's a lot of zealots, but that's a lot of Colossus too from both players. Laser beams of death going down for both players. I don't even know. Just look at the units tab. NightEnd supply is dropping. Zealots have just melted away from all those Colossus. Of course, just plain Colossus wars in PvP. Whoever has more Colossus wins. That's generally the whole. That's generally been the whole criticism of PvP. It's just Colossus wars all damn day, but Colossus count is too damn high. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Take care.